Then a 1-1 draw against Gillingham. Your thoughts, please?
Initially, very, very disappointed with the fact you're going at half-time, 1-0 down at home in a game. Must win, but yeah, pretty much a must win, I suppose, before the game, but more of a must not lose, I think. So that's the positive. You come back and get a point against a well-organised team, full of good players who've underachieved this year. Gareth's come in, obviously organised them, and I think that's unbeaten in 4 for them. Well, they haven't won in 4, but they're certainly not losing. So they defended very well. We didn't do enough to test them after they scored. And in the second half, you're hoping that eventually the door gets bashed down. It did, through a great bit of work from Ryan, and Griggy, great finish, and then Ryan hits the bar. And you're hoping one drop, especially at that last kick of the game to Michael. But fair play to Gillingham. They defended ever so well. But the second half performance was a lot better than the first, that's for sure.
Is it the worst case scenario going 1-0 down to a Gareth Ainsworth side?
I think to any side here, I've got to say, especially when they're full of good players. You know, with all due respect, this isn't like Horsham in the FA Cup. This is a proper club that at the start of the season were favourites to be up there with ourselves. So, yeah, regardless of the manager, I think you've got to look at they come with 5 at the back. Who, by the way, I thought played really well, especially first half. Nullified things in wide areas for us, frustrated us. So fair play to them. And, the 2 centre forwards I thought were very good on the counter attack. And then second half, I thought we gradually sort of imposed ourselves on it. We won all the first contacts all over the pitch, got the second balls. Flecky ticked things over like he did the other week against Carlisle. And the subs did well. You know, Ryan comes on, sets up Griggy's goal, like I mentioned earlier. And you're thinking in a minute one's going to drop around the box. How many times we've seen, especially last year, going into the last 5 minutes into the Cop, we win the game. But it wasn't to be. We wanted to win. We think if we lost, we can sort of wave goodbye to the playoff dream, so to speak. But we've kept that dream alive. But you know what I'm going to say. We need to go and win Saturday now.
How frustrating was the referee's performance in the first half?
We'll talk about referees, am I, Paul? Come on now. But yeah, my biggest thing with any referee, not just today, is that you've seen it so many times. I think the lad Ashmore for Bournemouth got loads of stick, didn't he, in previous season, because they wait to the 93rd minute to book them for time wasting. I think if you stamp your authority as a referee early on, with people maybe taking a little bit more time than they should, it's a bit of a kick up the backside for the rest of the players on that particular team. So yeah, no comments on the referee at all. We just couldn't do enough tonight, sadly, to beat Gillingham.
We've seen this time and time again this season that goalkeepers go down with, well, tonight's goalkeeper bid go down with old age, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I don't really know what
it's not very nice, is it?
But, well, I mean, he went down there, but the referee didn't do anything about it. We see it time and time again, though, didn't it? How frustrating is that, though?
We all said on the bench when it happened that this rule's got to be changed. I don't know how they change it. They might do it that we get the drop ball or we get the ball thrown back to us. I don't know. I haven't got the answer. But it's a really silly rule. It's a really, really silly rule, and you can't criticise teams for utilising it. But it's a rule I think probably needs to be looked at over the off-season and readdressed for next year.
Second half, though, you obviously had plenty of opportunities to try and get into their box as well. I mean, again, he must have been frustrated that final ball, apart from the goal.
Yeah. It was, and even the last kick of the game in Michael, he just took many touches and went out for a goal kick. And you think, okay, the game's done now. But on another day, it goes back to the we score a winner. And last few seasons, especially, we've had loads of every ball would have dropped to us. We would have scored 94th minute. We won every week. It was never going to be that easy this year. But we are very disappointed that the fact we couldn't actually play a bit better the first half. Definitely disappointed with the fact we give away a goal. Pretty easy goal for Gillingham to come through and score against us, let me just say that. But the boys bounced back well, showed a bit of courage, supporters got behind us, and we leave with a point. You know, it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. 5 changes that the manager made, wanted to freshen things up after that performance that Tranmere did. Would it be safe? Yeah, I think when you lose 4-0, I think you've always got to be open to being left out as a player. You know, that's the brutal reality of it. And I thought, you know, the players coming in did really well. Like I say, I think we couldn't really get going first half, and you have to give Gillingham a lot of credit for that. The way they were set up, the way they worked, and they got the goal, which obviously gave them a little bit of oxygen to maintain their efforts. Second half, we just got on top. I think probably if Griggy doesn't score then, you know, if he misses that chance, because he missed one just before that, it probably gives them another burst of energy and oxygen and enthusiasm, the Gillingham players, to see it out, and it might have been our last chance of the game. So if you want your chance to fall to anyone that gets you a point and keeps you in the playoff hunt, it's Will Grigg. Yeah, is it win every game now, you'd say? Depends on other results. Mm-hmm. You know, it might not have to be that. I think mathematically we're 2 wins off. You know, you win Saturday, other teams lose, it's 3 points. You don't win, it's 9 points. It's all hindsight. We certainly were setting up to win today and couldn't do it. Gaffer never sets up to draw. But once you've got a draw, you go for the win, you don't get it, you have to respect that point.